proposal of the direct negotiation.
The
proposal of President Trump that the leaders must meet, but nonetheless, despite quite low level of Russian delegation, but because of respect to President Trump, because of respect to the high-level delegation of Turkey and to President Erdogan, and still willing to demonstrate, to try to achieve, at the very least, the first steps to de-escalation, to the end of the war, that is ceasefire, I decided to send our delegation now to Istanbul. Not everybody, of course, head of the general staff and the security and head of the security service of Ukraine, they won't be present, but the delegation will be headed by the Minister of Defense of Ukraine. He will have professionals accompanying him, the military and intelligence officers, Minister of Defense. Despite the absence of Russian counterpart, but nonetheless understanding that the meeting must be in the format of Turkish, American, Russian, Ukrainian presence. Well, first, his position. Second is he's a member of negotiation team, and the third is Rustem Umerov, the Minister of Defense of Ukraine, is fluent in Turkish, English, Ukrainian, and Russian languages, which is why our team will be represented in Istanbul. As regards the agenda, ceasefire is the number one. That is their mandate. Although I still believe that Russia continues to treat these meetings in unserious manner, but we'll hope that they will demonstrate at least something during the meeting. We have discussed with the President of Turkey that tomorrow morning will join the European Political Community Summit together, the summit that will take place in Albania, in Tirana. This meeting was prepared in advance. There will be more than 40 leaders present there. These are our brief plans for the near future. I'm ready to address your questions. Colleagues, please, your questions. Let's start with channel with Ukraine, here in the first row. Unfortunately, the interpreter doesn't hear the question because the journalist apparently doesn't use the microphone. Ukraine is interested. We have agreed with President Erdogan that our team and Turkish team will be present. We will definitely have a meeting with American, Turkish and Ukrainian teams. Such meeting will take place. We will definitely have a meeting with in the format that would include Russian side. I hope that this meeting will happen eventually, and this was not only grandstanding, but the time of the meeting will finally be defined, and the agenda and the mandate, my team knows them. I think it's understandable. Now we await from the American side certain signals, some specific things. At what time the teams will meet today, or at what time tomorrow will they meet? Our team that I sent to Istanbul will be there tomorrow. So nobody will be breaking even the fragile opportunity in Ukrainian camp. We will be present in a constructive manner in various formats that will be agreed. Next question, please. Wall Street Journal, second row. But the head of the general staff and head of the security service of Ukraine and some more people that are in our delegation that are now with me, and for me there will be nothing to do there because Putin didn't come for now or at all. Nobody knows it. And President Trump, he gave a signal that he may appear. He gave the signal in the media. We have no other information. Not with me. With me, no.
Wall Street Journal. Mr. President, you have said earlier that the one thing you want to discuss, first of all, is a ceasefire, and that there could be no substantial negotiations without a ceasefire. You mentioned the mandate of the talks tomorrow. Will you be discussing anything else? Will your team be discussing anything else? Or if the Russians refuse the ceasefire, it will be the end of it? Thank you so much.
Look, the question is that the negotiations take place not for the first time. The negotiations in various formats. You saw Saudi Arabia, you saw a couple of meetings there. You also saw the meetings in London, in France, meetings on various platforms. Today it's Turkey, and this is not simple to speak in any format with Russian representatives. There they couldn't speak together. You know that in Saudi Arabia there were various formats. Yes, that was an opportunity because Russia offered in the media that Putin is ready for direct negotiations. And I truly reacted immediately. He set the date. I responded that I'll be there at that date. And then other information arose that it's not decided yet, so it's just talks now. I believe that all parties must demonstrate willingness for negotiations, and I believe that the first step must be the unconditional ceasefire. If the unconditional ceasefire is possible to today on the level of technical groups without the leaders, I have no questions of then it's not necessary to meet because there is a first step. If there is a signal from Russian Federation that we heard that unconditional ceasefire and such things must be decided at during the direct talks between the leaders, I am here. We are ready for direct negotiations. That's it.
I would like now the Turkish media. Sorry, I don't know you very well. Anadolu, maybe? Is there Anadolu? Huh? Anadolu? No? TRT. Okay, TRT. Let's go.
Mr. President, Turkey has been reliable and sincere actor in efforts to bring peace between Russia and Ukraine. In the negotiations to be held in Istanbul failed to make progress. What will be Ukraine's next step, and how would you define a just peace for Ukraine? Thank you.
Thank you. I do not want to waste the time to discuss what is a just peace, because somebody will like it, somebody will be annoyed by it, etc. We all understand that there must be a just peace, and security in Ukraine must correspond with the requirements of the UN Charter. President Erdogan says that all our partners mention this, and Ukraine confirms it. Everybody must respect sovereignty and territorial integrity of this or that state. As regards the level of the delegation or decisions, I underscore once again, we can not even speak of the level of the delegations. If they have an opportunity to negotiate something, we all want a result. We demonstrate with our level and our presence that we want the war to end, and fast. And all people who are here, we all have mandate, institutional mandate from the people of Ukraine, or because of our legal powers, we have the mandate to negotiate certain steps that lead to ending the war. On the other hand, we have Russia's representatives, and we understand what level that is. Not it's not because we are at war and we don't respect it. No, but everybody sees, and the U.S. see it, and we are in contact with them, and Turkey sees as well that the Russians must demonstrate something, either the high level of delegation or the level of leaders or certain decisions. If they don't demonstrate, then there is no readiness to speak about the end of the war and to make decisions. And that means that there is a lack of political will, and that means that Russia does not feel that it must end the war, and that means that there is no political, economic or other types of pressure on the Russian Federation, which is why we are asking, if there is no ceasefire, if there are no serious decisions, if there are no bilateral meetings, we ask for the sanctions that will be an impetus to a more rapid end to the war, or otherwise to expedite our talks about it. And we want a strong package of sanctions about which recently there have been many talks from the United States of America on this matter, and from the EU and from European countries and from the countries of the global South. And you know that they do not support sanctions. Yes, because of the economic ties to Russia, but now Russia demonstrates that it does not want to end the war. I think that there must be pressure from the global South as well. Next question, please. 1+1. Thank you, Mr. President. Good afternoon. After your meme at the airport, the viral video that I'm here, you know, it spread over the internet, and it became the sentence to President Putin. Were there any signals from our partners, that is about the pressure on Russian Federation? Were there any comments from American partners, from the European countries? Are they ready to impose these sanctions, or they will again say that we postpone our last warning yet again, and the weapons from the United States of America, as President Trump promised? Thank you for the question. I believe that the main thing for Ukraine now is to be constructive and reasonable. And now we send the delegation at the level of Minister of Defense, so that nobody later says that something there depended on Ukraine, especially regarding the disruption of the negotiations. And that is very important to me, which is why I give this signal at the very beginning. I don't want Russian Federation to come and make a statement that we feel that something doesn't work out, etc. So that is the first thing. Second is, we expect sanctions if Russia doesn't move to end the war. And you see that now nobody speaks about ending the war. Everybody is speaking about ceasefire, because everybody understands that this is a very difficult process with these people. Third is, I believe that the leader of Kremlin must demonstrate its leadership. If he is ready, then we must meet. Without any preconditions he wanted to meet, let's meet. It can't be that we are here in Ankara, he's not here, he's not in Istanbul. You know, we can't run around the whole world and find the man, to find the man. I think that the world has to help the parties to come and settle the war in this or that way. The United States of America, I believe that the US now and Turkey, they feel Russia's disrespect, in my opinion. No time of the meeting, no agenda, no high level of the delegation. That is personal disrespect. I'm not saying that Russians don't respect us. That is crystal clear. And we have symmetrical attitude. But we are here, disrespect to Erdogan, disrespect to Trump. Trump sends a big team of people, Secretary of State, Mr. Rubio. Who are the belligerents? Russia and Ukraine. Secretary of State Mark Rubio is there. Minister of Foreign Affairs of Turkey is there. Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine is there. Where is the person of this level from Russian Federation? This is disrespect to everybody. First and foremost, I believe to Turkey, because the meeting is here.